Hey everyone, it's about 10 past 6 right now, and I had a great day at work today. The weather was extremely beautiful, but it was also extremely hot. So we're definitely seeing changes in our weather. It seems like every year it's increasingly getting hotter and hotter. And if you live in Florida or not, you're still going to feel the same heat because in those other states, they still have humidity. And the heat index here today was at least 115 to 120 around there. It was incredibly hot. But anyways, these past couple months, we're really seeing some devastation in inclement weather, okay? Floods and torrential downpours. We are in hurricane season. And so we just had earthquakes in Europe, and we're seeing tsunamis that's going to affect Russia and the neighboring countries. And then you have some people that say that we're not experiencing any big changes in our inclement weather that's caused by years and years of excessive polluting. I think we are. We're definitely going through the greenhouse effects, okay? And every year it's going to continue to get worse. All this denial this and denial that, defund this, defund that. You know, if we don't have anything in place to combat the emergencies that we're experiencing, then we're also going to experience life loss. In Texas, over 150 people have died, and so many more have been reported missing that they have not found. So all this bad stuff that's happening, it's so much worse that we got to go through these lies from the Trump administration. And quite frankly, the American people are tired of being treated like children. We're not children. We're not stupid. The American people have known now about the Epstein charges and atrocities for trafficking minors in the sex industry, where politicians, including Donald Trump, okay, there are records that now that he was using his Mar-a-Lago home as a place where Epstein can go and pick them up, fly them to Europe, okay, and hold their passports and use them as sex objects. Donald Trump now is making statements that he never went to Epstein Island. I'm glad I'm not Trump, and I'm glad I don't know him, because when he starts making statements like this to defend himself and also to deflect, it seems to me that this president, I'm ashamed to call him a president, he keeps saying lies that's going to just set him up for failure. He's already failing. There has been no past presidents that's failed as much as he has and is. So before I continue, I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers and to those people just visiting my channel for the first time. If you guys hear something or see something that resonates with you guys, then please consider unsubscribing. And if you subscribe, hit the subscribe key, give me a thumbs up, share, and leave a comment and a like. We'll be right back with more.
I'm not suggesting anything so complicated.
So the thing that's eating me up right now is this. Trump is creating so much more lies now to try to divert the attention away from the Epstein investigations. You can run, but you can't hide, Donald. You can run, but you can't hide. All right? You ran to Scotland, but when you got there, you were met with Scotland citizens that's lining the streets with their signs. There is no place on this planet that you can run to that they don't know about you. I think the best thing that you can do, Donald, is to resign. I want you to resign. I'm not the only one who wants you to resign. You're knocking down your own party. And just today or last night, you even attacked Chuck Grassley, the Republican senator. Chuck Grassley is by no means an angel. He's your supporter. If we have a president who's attacking his own party, what does this tell you? Do you think he cares about Democrats? He's making false accusations against our past presidents, Biden and Barack Obama. He spent the last 2 years during his campaign calling Joe Biden names. Sleepy Joe, Stuttering Joe. Okay? The only problem that President Biden had was he was older. Sometimes the elderly don't think as quick or talk more precise as some of us. What he was going through was a natural process of aging. And it didn't affect what he wanted to accomplish in office. In the times that he was in office, in the Oval Office, as president for the past 4 years, not a single plane went down. The veterans had their health care and they had their benefits intact. Most American people had their Social Security working just fine with no corruption. Okay? Americans had health care. The economy was booming. And we were supporting our neighboring countries like Sudan and some of the African countries with the assistance that they needed so they can have a better future and a chance for their citizens to live a prosperous, healthy life. Well, that's all changed. Everything that I'm mentioning here has changed. Okay? And to compound things, we have a rapist, a child molester, a pedophile, who was and is known to be Jeffrey Epstein's best friend. Do you really think Americans are stupid enough to believe that you stop associating with Jeffrey Epstein because Epstein went to Mar-a-Lago and stole the girls that worked at Mar-a-Lago, that worked in the massage rooms and the hot sauna rooms? What the hell were these teenagers doing in your home working for you? Do you think we're stupid? It is said that your home, the Mar-a-Lago, was used as a hub for Jeffrey Epstein to go there and recruit these young girls for sexual activities with politicians, not just Trump. But Trump was number one. He is complicit. I believe that the Mar-a-Lago was a central hub for all this stuff. And these are the dark secrets that's hiding. Donald Trump should be very careful with making statements to defend himself that are lies, that are baseless, and it's not truth. He has been to the island of Jeffrey Epstein. He's been there. It's only a matter of time before someone comes up with pictures of him at Jeffrey Island's homes. I sincerely believe this. And in those private files that we're trying so desperately to view because we have every right to, it's there. But it's not the only place that's containing evidence of Donald Trump being at Jeffrey Epstein's island. Believe me on this. And lastly, the one thing that I'm not buying that maybe millions of you might agree is the fact that the Trump administration is still using these girls that were sexually assaulted and forced to perform sexual deviant behaviors on Trump, on Epstein, Bill Clinton as well, and many of other Republicans, is this. They're being used because the Trump administration is using the excuse that we don't want to include the victims of Jeffrey Epstein because we don't want to violate them again. We don't want to cause them any pain again. They're pretty much admitting that these actions were caused against them. They don't want any more pain to be brought to them. So they know that they were caused pain. They were used by Donald Trump. Okay? Then if they really care about them, not to bring any more pain, then why don't they help them by questioning them to find out who they saw at Epstein's Island and on the planes, on the trips to Europe and back and forth to Epstein's home in West Palm Beach, and the Mar-a-Lago included. Why don't they bring him out to testify to find out what happened, who they saw, who did they witness around them at the time when they were being sexually assaulted, because they hold the answers that we Americans and Democrats want to know. Okay? It just behooves me and confuses me to try to understand, why are they questioning Ghislaine Maxwell? She's already been convicted and tried and imprisoned. They don't need any more information from them. All they got to do is read her testimonies. Why is she being questioned? The people that need to be questioned are the victims. Lastly, I don't think that one of the girls that committed suicide, that was one of the first victims, committed suicide. Okay? I think she was murdered. She was murdered to be silenced. The same way that Jeffrey Epstein was murdered. The Trump DOJ, which is corrupt and lies and is struggling to protect Donald Trump, should not be believed. Okay? Right now, the entire Republican Party is nothing more than a bunch of scatterbrains. They're running around and they're all bumping heads because they don't know what else they're going to do. Instead of creating all these distractions by using Obama and Joe Biden and Bill Clinton and Barack Obama, trying to accuse him of treason and blaming the economy on President Biden, and lying that the economy is really improved and the economy is strong, and there's that the gas prices have gone down and groceries have gone down. All this is nothing but a bunch of lies. Nothing but a bunch of lies. All we need to do is look at how Trump has been staying up all kinds of morning hours, tweeting this and tweeting that and tweeting this and tweeting that. Those are signs of a man who's scared, who's running crazy, doesn't know where to go. Working very hard to cause more distractions. That's our wake-up call right there. That's what we need to see. That's a sign of guilt. That's a sign of guilt. And Trump's DOJ and covering up, and the Republicans trying to make it so we don't see the files, is a sign of guilt. These are all signs of guilt. We need to say no more. We need to impeach and get rid of Donald Trump right now. Right now. So we can end the stupid circus that's happening and get back on track with what's important. How has America turned to be a circus? You know why? Because a bunch of American people who thought that Donald Trump was the savior sent to us by God. God didn't send us him. The devil sent us him. The devil sent us this atrocious human being. Atrocious human being. Despicable, lying scum that crawled from the rocks. Okay? That's the problem we're having in this country. We need to put a stop to this immediately. Now, I've said enough. Please share my video with someone. I'm just a hardworking citizen, middle-class person who's frustrated. But it's just not about me. There are a lot of people like me who's frustrated, who's tired of every time they flick the channel on TV or change the stations on their cable, they see the same lies again and again and again. And we're not going anywhere. We're going backwards. We need to stop going backwards and stop this train wreck.
Virginia Giuffre dedicated her life trying to get Epstein and his enablers to face. NBC's Stephanie Goss has more.
When the scope of Jeffrey Epstein's crimes finally came to light, Virginia Giuffre was the woman at the center of the story, publicly sharing painful details of her own experience. In a statement, her family announcing the 41-year-old mother of three took her own life. Giuffre said she was recruited by Epstein's girlfriend Ghislaine Maxwell when she was just 14 years old. According to Giuffre, it was the start of years of sexual abuse by Epstein, Maxwell, and their friends.
It was that constant, we own the police. You can't run. You can't tell anybody. We'll never be held accountable for this.
At age 17, Giuffre said Maxwell and Epstein directed her to have sex multiple times with Prince Andrew, an allegation the prince denied. Giuffre sued, and she settled with the prince in 2022, receiving an undisclosed amount of money. Epstein and Maxwell were both charged with sex trafficking. Epstein took his own life in federal prison before standing trial.